Today, a new chapter began for Manchester United as Ruben Amorim celebrated his first win as the club's manager. While there were glimpses of brilliance on the pitch, some old weaknesses still lingered, reminding us of the challenges ahead. You could see the fire in Ruben, the passion in his celebrations, but also the weight of frustration as he wrestled with the task of transforming the squad. The journey ahead will not be easy, with glaring weaknesses that demand attention in the transfer market. But for now, let's relive the drama, hear from the manager, and uncover what lies ahead in this new era for Manchester United. In this video,
this kind of players is what we need.
He basically said he's the future of the team. He basically said that he's a special player and we need more players like this, and we were able to retrieve the ball and keep the ball circulating to try and open up lanes. Now, we're not that great at creating chances, and we're not that great at swinging crosses in. Ruben Amorim's Manchester United got their first win under their belt, and it feels pretty damn good. What's up, YouTube? Thank you for joining me one more time. Thank you for clicking on the thumbnail. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing if you like what I do. Let's get right into it. So I want to talk a little bit about the game, talk about the shape of the team, talk about the players who I really was impressed by and who I think we need to start considering letting go or replacing with someone better. Let's start with the shape of the team. So the shape of the team, which I'll try to put up on the screen anywhere, somewhere around here, the shape of the team is this, and we're starting to see it better now. The players are doing a better job of getting in this shape more often or frequently throughout the game. And what this shape does and what Ruben's trying to do is concentrate the opposing team's players mostly in the middle of the field, leaving the wingbacks isolated or open. So what happens is once you have the ball on one side of the field, the other wingback who stays out wide is going to be wide open. And that's why you need your right center back and your left center back to be able to hit that big switch to that wingback on the other side. And we saw that happen a lot. We saw it at least a half a dozen times in each half. And what you're noticing is our wingbacks are the ones that are costing us opportunities, if you will. Anthony, let's start with Anthony. Anthony didn't do a bad job, but he held on to the ball too long. He was out of ideas. He got trapped a couple of times because he didn't let go of the ball soon enough. But that could not always be his fault. Sometimes he held on to the ball because his teammates were late to run. Like Mount took too long to make that run. And it's because you could just tell they're still learning their runs. They're still learning their positions, and that's okay. But Tyrell Malacia on the other side, he definitely held on to the ball too long, and he was the one who had more opportunities to get all the way down the sideline and whip in a cross, and he would just not whip in the cross on time. And next thing you know, Hojlund would be offside. Hojlund would make the run for him, and Tyrell would take one or too many touches, and by the time he was thinking about crossing the ball, Hojlund's already offside. I know you guys saw that too. Tyrell was actually really, really slow in this game. His brain wasn't working as fast, and that's because he hasn't played in over a year. So he's not thinking fast enough. He's not reacting fast enough, and also he's physically not fit. He's physically not there. He was never fast to begin with, and now you saw how he got beat for our first goal, and that's why Ruben took him out at halftime. We need to upgrade on our wingbacks on both sides. And I'm not talking about Ahmad. Ahmad did a great job, but Ahmad can play as a wingback and Ahmad can also play as an inside 10. But I mean, we do need a backup for Ahmad. Ahmad can't be the only one, but on the left side, we need somebody quick, and it has to be a veteran. Can't be Alvaro Fernandez. If he's coming in, he's got to be a backup. We got to go after the Theo Hernandez. We got to go after Alphonso Davies. We got to go after somebody who's got physical ability and pace, because that's what cost Tyrell Malacia today. We got to go after somebody who's also got technical ability, because that's what basically Delot did so bad. Delot's passing today was horrendous. And I'm going to be honest, Delot's passing and technical ability the last year has been pretty bad. This season and the tail end of last season has been pretty bad. Delot, I don't know what's going on with Delot. Delot, I don't know if I can blame Delot because Delot's playing on the wrong side, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe once Delot starts playing down the right side, he'll get all his touching and passing abilities back again, or his passing range back again. But he made a couple of really, really goofball mistakes today with his passing and almost cost us a goal when Onana had to come out and, you know, and make a slide tackle and play as a sweeper keeper. So those are the people. Well, if I'm gonna say negative things about some players, which I always try not to do, but one of you guys commented on my last video and said that go ahead and name names and go ahead and say what's on your mind, man. These players need to we shouldn't be holding back. And the truth is, I respect all of our players. I just want better, right? I'm not doing this in a negative light. I would never walk up to one of them in public and while they're signing autographs, say something negative to their face or whatever it is. And that's not being a two-face or backstabbing or whatever. That's just being polite and respectful. I'm just giving you my opinion after I watched the game. And what I saw in this game also was Garnacho's decision-making and Garnacho's final touch or execution of a pass or a shot was really off. It was awful today. He could have scored at least one goal, but he could have also created two other chances that I can think of that he just did not make a good pass or make the right dribble in the right direction to open up a passing lane. So some of that stuff, I know Ruben's going to work with him. It's obvious Ruben likes Garnacho. He's one of the only frontline players that actually started 2 games in a row now for him. So I know he likes Garnacho, and maybe he's going to work with him one-on-one and make him better at decision-making and understanding when he's supposed to dribble, when he's not supposed to dribble, and also to just calm down and make sure that his shots are on target. First and foremost, your shot's going to be on target. Second priority is it's far away from the keeper. But the first priority is making sure it's on target. And that didn't happen today. For the positives, let's talk about Hojlund. Hojlund was amazing this game. Hojlund was outstanding. And Hojlund is the reason why, if we have a limited budget, I don't know that we go for Gyökeres, guys. I know that everybody's excited about Gyökeres. He's the next big thing, and everyone wants Gyökeres. And if we were willing to spend 60 or 70 million, we could probably get Gyökeres because he'd probably want to work with Ruben Amorim. But I'm going to tell you this, that if we have a limited budget of 150 million, I don't know that we need to get a Gyökeres. I don't. I hope we do get him, but I hope that's because we've already filled the other positions that we already need. Like the wing backs, we need center backs, guys. We don't have center backs. Like we have maybe a starting 3 once Lenny Yoro's fit, but that's all we have. One of them gets injured, and next thing you know, Mazraoui's playing center back or Luke Shaw's playing center back, which, by the way, they did a great job, but is that really how we're going to build this team? We're trying to make people fit in places they don't fit in. I'd love to see Mazraoui closer to the goal, wouldn't you? By the way, did you guys see what Ruben said about Mazraoui after the game?
It's an incredible player. It's our future because he played in different position. It looks like always fresh, but we have to be careful. There's a lot of games, and he here to stay. This kind of players is what we need.
He basically said he's the future of the team. He basically said that he's a special player, and we need more players like this. And this is because of Mazraoui's technical ability. Mazraoui can play in different positions because he's intelligent. Football intelligence is off the charts, and his technical ability is great. It's fantastic, and he's someone that Bayern Munich was willing to sell for 13 million euros. That just tells you how lacking we are of players of that kind of high caliber and high ability. Like, we need to have 5, 6, 7 players like him with who are technically gifted like him in the starting lineup. It shouldn't be so special that Mazraoui is somehow the greatest ball handler, technical passer that we have on the team. I'm happy we have him. He's right there behind me. He's the man. He's a stud today. He's been a stud for like countless games so far already. It's like every time he plays, he's the best player on the pitch for us. But we need more like him, if you will, and we need more like him with in other positions. If you know what I'm saying, if you agree with me, drop it in the comments below, guys. I love reading your comments. They're the best. Some of them make me laugh, and some of them make me think, and that's awesome, man. Drop it in the comments below. If I'm talking out of my ass and you don't agree with me, drop that in the comments below too. I also like to start conversations with people who don't agree with me and see if we can agree on something. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so the team shape. The team shape is compact in the center, get the opposing team to collapse in and open up the spaces out wide. Rotate the ball, circulate the ball around. And then here's the thing that we haven't done yet that we need to start doing. Our center backs need to drive with the ball. When we're rotating the ball around and compact like that, the right center back or the left center back will have an open lane to drive the ball forward, progress the ball forward with a nice dribble And that should open up more passing lanes as long as the people in front are making runs. I don't think Ruben Amorim's coaching that into them yet. I think that we are building slowly to that because the old Sporting team, when I used to watch Sporting play when Ruben was there, and I didn't watch it a lot. This isn't me saying, I know exactly how Sporting plays. This is me saying I've watched 3 or 4 of their games, and their center backs drove the ball forward. They would, if there was an open lane, as soon as they got the ball, they would dribble right into it. And that caused the opposing team to collapse more, which opened up the midfielders to make other runs. And it would just basically help open up lanes and move the ball around and create chances. We're not doing that yet. I think we're keeping it simple right now. As you can see, we're still in the beginning phases of this. We are finally, finally, I don't know. But today was a day that we saw this shape more often, if you will. It didn't collapse. Like, the shape stayed pretty good more often. The center backs pushed all the way up because we had possession of the ball. Because we had possession of the ball for long periods of time, our center backs were able to push all the way up, which actually helped us pin them in their side of the field for longer periods of time. And we were easily getting the ball back because they had no passing lanes and they would just kind of kick it. And we had the numbers in midfield, and we were able to retrieve the ball and keep the ball circulating to try and open up lanes. Now, we're not that great at creating chances, and we're not that great at swinging crosses in. The other thing the Sporting teams did was they would cross the ball a lot. Actually, I believe Sporting, I might be wrong, but I believe Sporting in the Portuguese league has the most crosses in the league, and we didn't cross the ball that much today. We didn't. We could have crossed the ball more. And again, like I said, our wingbacks were just lacking the ability to drive the ball forward and get a cross in. And that's why wingback is basically going to be the most vital position, guys. Wingback's going to be the most vital position. If we don't add a left wingback this January, I don't know what's going to happen. And we need a left wingback, and we need a center back desperately, unless Maguire and Leniero are all of a sudden going to be healthy and ready to play the rest of the season. If Maguire and Leniero are not going to be healthy or ready to play the rest of the season, I'm really nervous and anxious about this center back group that we have to cover these 3 spots for plenty of games that are going to be coming quick fire, one after the other. I hope Licha doesn't get injured again because he was great today, and we can't afford to lose center backs. We can't afford to have Johnny Evans starting twice a week. I wish Johnny Evans wouldn't have to start and he would be just an option off the bench, which I would love for him to just be, and that would be perfect. So we need a center back and we need a left wing back, and we need it desperately, and Ineos should give this manager those tools at least. And that's why I'm saying Gyökeres is not really high on my list right now. We need a center back, we need a left wing back, and then actually we need a number 10, someone who's an inside forward that's used to being an inside forward. This brings me to Marcus Rashford. Now, Marcus Rashford, I don't think he should be a center forward for us. I don't think he should play as a striker for us. He can't do what Hojlund does. He can't hold up the ball. Can Xerxes learn to do what Hojlund does, hold up the ball and bring everyone else in? Yeah, probably. But Marcus Rashford really struggles with the strong, big defenders. It's not what he wants to do. He doesn't want to bounce off them, use his body and stuff like that. He just wants to run down a passing lane and get a pass. Now, the problem is, though, when he plays as an inside forward, him and the wingback want to take the same positions. You saw that today with Ahmad and Marcus. They didn't link up that well. They wanted to run to the same spaces, so they can't really play on the same side, that's for sure. So Ahmad and Marcus shouldn't be playing on the same side. Marcus could probably play better with the low over on the left side as a left wing. And then if you paid attention, he also Amorim changed in the second half. Instead of so he had Malacia running on the outside and Garnacho playing on the inside. But then when Delo came in, he had Garnacho playing on the outside, and Delo was playing a lot more centrally as that inside forward. I don't know how you could tell he's still experimenting with the team. He's still trying to see what puzzle piece fits where. My problem is I don't like the puzzle pieces that he has, if you know what I mean. Like I really want them to give him better puzzle pieces to play with, to tweak with, and to find out if they fit or not. But man, with that said, it was still a good game. Now, here's the thing. We're playing Everton, a day or two after you watch this video. We're playing Everton a day or two after you watch this video. It's going to be a completely different game. It's going to be a Premier League game against a team who knows how to play fast, who knows how to move the ball fast. This team from Norway that we played today were pretty good, and they run a lot, yes, but they're not as deadly as a Premier League team would be. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen when we try to go up against a Premier League team, and how that's going to come about. I'm kind of nervous, guys. I won't lie. I'm kind of nervous because he's not going to have that much training time with this team. They need a rest today when you guys watch this. So maybe they'll get on the field on Saturday for a little bit and walk through it. And I'm sure they probably went on the field on Friday too, just with players that didn't play the game yesterday, whatever it is for you guys. But he doesn't have much time. And he doesn't have much time to fix these little errors, but these little errors and the mental side of the game and knowing where you're supposed to be is the part that needs help first, because the technical side, like making someone a better passer, isn't going to happen in 2 days. That part's not going to happen in 2 days. So he needs time to get them to run the right patterns, to get the shape just that little bit better, polish what he's built so far, basically. Now, hopefully Hojlund will be ready to go on Sunday because I think he's the best striker we have. But I believe that Amorim will probably try out Xerxes because he's probably in that phase, like I said, that he's trying all the different puzzle pieces out to see what it's like in the game. And I don't blame him for it. We are not going to blame him on Sunday if we don't like his starting lineup. We're going to let him do what he needs to do so he can learn what he has. He doesn't even know what tools he has and how these tools work yet. He has an idea, but he doesn't know for sure until he puts those tools out on the pitch and watches them for himself and sees what they do in a game. Guys, it's a short video today. Thank you so much for joining me again. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm sorry it's a short video. I probably had too much to eat and I'm too lethargic to keep going. But I will see you soon after the game on Sunday. I'll try to make a video and post it by Monday morning or Tuesday morning for you guys to watch. Thanks again. Hit the like or subscribe down below. Let me know in the comments if you like that intro on this video or if it's too much. I was nervous about it. I didn't know if I'm doing too much, if people are going to like it or not. Let me know in the comments if you like it or should I just stop doing those kind of intros. Thanks, guys.